Alright guys, dungeon time. I'm currently still gathering gear. So this dungeon is pretty much for gathering gear, so I've done this one before. Let's see how many mistakes I make and how mad I will make myself this time around. Let's get going. So the purpose of this dungeon is hopefully get some gear. Let it go a little bit fast. Okay, perfect. This tank actually wants to go fast. I do like that. I can now use my big heal. Because I will probably need it. There we go. Yeah, big heals are needed over here. This tank takes quite a lot of damage. Let's actually switch to some big heals so we can get him back up. There we go. We actually have some great DPS, I guess. DPS is going great. Let me help doing some DPS actually. There we go. Perfect. This is actually a good group for once. Really glad with that. There we go. Yep, perfect. Move on to the next pack. Now I can give you the regen as well. There we go. I am standing outside. And let's help with some DPS. One step back just to be sure. Let's get our tank topped off again. Just in case he gets some spike damage, you always want to make sure that he is like near the top or on the top and then go back to DPS. If you're a more advanced healer, then you might want to switch a bit earlier. But for now we just keep it plain and simple, because you never know if he gets like, if he stands in something or gets like some spike damage. They always want to be prepared with the tank being on full HP. Alright. First boss. We have to be careful of the sweepers. We get some tornadoes. And the normal Final Fantasy things with red on the floor, move away kind of crap. Oh yeah, and some AoE damage here and there. But that is easily taken care of. Oh yeah. Don't stand in the black stuff. Move out of that. There we go. Watch out for the sweepers, because I just didn't do that. I already got one damage increase. Oh frick. Okay, I'm sleeping guys, I'm sorry. Quickly do this one. Okay, all good. Everyone else is standing inside the circle, so I'm just giving him a regen because he's not standing inside the circle. Our DPS is really good compared to the last group I had over here. Okay. Let's move away from each other. Okay, now the sweeping is gonna take place. And I am in totally the wrong spot over here. There we go. I've totally effed that up. So now I actually have to start doing some healing here. And if I get one more ability on me, I'm pretty much done for. Whoa. Let's get him back to full HP. I was a little bit too fast there, as you guys can see, because my direct heal didn't pop off, so it's only doing the heal over time right now, which is, yeah, just played up stupid. But we killed him. Let's see if the loot is any useful. No, of course not. Imagine something being useful for once. Because we are running, I'm just gonna do regen on everyone. I know that would mean that those guys will probably attack me. There we go. So instead of running away, I will actually run towards the tank. That way the tank will be easy. It's a lot easier for the tank to pick them up. And of course it's my fault for having regen on everyone at that moment in time, because the moment you start walking and people or NPCs or mobs are going, trash mobs are coming towards you, then they will automatically go for you because you are already engaged. Some big heals over here because the tank is taking a lot of damage again. You see my mana going down, so make sure you use your lucid dreaming to keep your mana up. One step outside, perfect. You always want to make sure you don't stand in anything, especially as a healer. Of course it takes some time to move out of it, and it might cause you to cancel your heal. But in the end that is still better than... There we go again, I still had regen on the guy. Okay. Make sure you stay close to the tank, especially if he starts walking. So in this case I'm using my sprint to make sure that I can stay close to him. I had to move out of that one, as you guys can see. That means now I have to catch up on healing again. And that means I will be using some big heals, even though I didn't get my proc. So that's one of the things you always want to take care of. Only use big heals if you get a proc. Here we go, I get a proc. I have to move out of that one. I put a regen on the DPS over there because I really have to focus on healing the tank right now. As you see, my lucid dreaming is back up, so I use it again so I can spam some bigger heals right now. So those things you really want to keep in mind. If you feel that your normal heals are not getting him back up, the tank I mean, switch to bigger heals, but make sure you have something in your back pocket to use in case you're a go-oom. There we go, second boss. This boss, there are a couple of things. You have to make sure that the seeds that lay in the green fertilized part of the ground, you have to move them around. And I think it's the second time you get that. There's also like a wind that will blow away the seeds with like one. There we go. So let's grab this one and put this one over here. There we go. Easy as that. Back to DPSing the boss and healing. Also, if you have a group where you're having really trouble with making the DPS checks, as a healer, make sure you try to keep up your dots over time as much as possible. And also, this is not just for Final Fantasy, of course. The specific abilities are for Final Fantasy, but all these tips and tactics are pretty much for every healing class in every single game, no matter what you play. Alright? Alright, easy as that. Back to doing DPS. As you see, my mana is still fine. We are almost at full mana. So that means if I want to, I can spam some more DPS or spam some more healing. Here we go. Okay, he is in front of me. Very well. So you see that all the seeds are getting pushed to one side. It can be either this side or the other side. Just make sure that they have room and that they don't get pushed into the green. It's not very difficult, just be aware of it. This time around my group was a little bit faster than I was. And there we go. Easy kill. Let's see if we get any. Hi guys and girls, Klymos here. I hope you enjoyed the video so far, but I quickly wanted to jump in here to let you know how to follow me. First and foremost, if you want to keep up to date with everything related to Klymos, please follow my Twitter. On Twitter I will let you know when I go online, when there's a new video on YouTube, or something happens in WoW, or one of the other games that I will be playing in the future. Secondly, of course, there is my YouTube page and my Twitch page. Both will let you know when I go online as well, or when there's a new video online. At last, I want to quickly ask you, please hit the like button below, because it will help me out a lot and help me produce more videos going into the future. I will give you all a moment to do that. Alright, perfect. Thank you very much. Now we'll let you guys go back into the video. Enjoy. Loot. Useless. 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 So guys, one more boss to go. Hopefully we finally get something this time around, because we are very unlucky with the gear. We only need 3 item level. Here again, I start with some big heals. I have full mana, I still have my lucid dreaming. So better be safe than sorry. I did put my regen on him, so that will mean that it's a bit easier to heal him. Because of the global cooldown, you have to be very wary of regen, because we're in, for example, a game like World of Warcraft, the global cooldown, so the time you have to wait between spells, is like half a second. Over here it's 2.5 or something, 1.5. And that makes a major difference, especially for those instant spells like regen. You have to be very, very wary of making sure you get the right things. Item comparison. I already have a better one. Perfect, why not? That's the one item I didn't need from this freaking dungeon. This game hates me. So especially if, like, the regen is one of the abilities you really want to cast when you have to walk. Because you have to walk so much, there's quite a lot often you have time to use regen. Like now, I could now put a regen on the tank. I don't do so because he still had it, and that would be a waste of mana. On top of that, he didn't pull that much, so I don't really need it that much in order to keep him up to the same level of HP. Although he does take some damage here. Let's use lucid dreaming to get my mana back up. Oh, totally forgot about that one. Let's use one quick big heal on him, on the DPS, before he dies. Especially with DPS, you always have to be very wary, especially melee DPS most of the time, because they tend to take some cleaving damage, and even if they're like a little bit down, they don't have the same amount of resistance and armor and damage mitigation as a tank. So once they get damage, make sure you heal them up as soon as possible. There we we go. Fortunately, the tank is quite decent. Hopefully I get some a nice item from the last boss. The next boss has two things. It has blue flames and red flames. The red flames are cast on the ground. The blue flames you have to are like a debuff, and you have to get rid of them. And you can get rid of them by moving to one of the objects that are in the room. So there are like pianos and curtains and that kind of stuff. And if you move close to them with the fire, then it like goes to the object, to the curtains, and then it goes off you and it just burns off the curtains. However, if your red fire gets close to one of the objects, it will kill them as well. So you have to be very careful of that. Oh, let's do some catching up here. Falling a little bit behind. So there, the piano is one of the objects that I was talking about. The stool, the sofas in the back. So what you want to do mainly over here. Okay, there we go. Yep, sorry. So the main thing you want to do over here is make sure you don't put your red flames close to one of the objects in the room. Oh, and make sure you stand away from that. So actually you want to tank the boss over here pretty much. So now we get the red flames and it goes into like a circle. There we go. You move away from it. Now we get the blue flames, and with the blue flames it's just a matter of going to one of the objects. Now here we go, blue flames. I'm going to the curtains. There we go, put it into the curtains. Stand close to it, you know when you're gonna get it. So make sure you already stand close to one of the objects. That way you mitigate damage for your healer. Okay. There we go. All the DPS did it correctly this time. Perfect. I a little bit forgot about. Okay, I'm the next one. There we go. Move out of it. Don't stand between him and the next person he's gonna charge. So if you're the next person that is getting charged, make sure you don't move too much, so people can see the line and they can move away from the line pretty much. Oh, be careful, he's gonna do his... Okay, there we go. Make sure you move away from the object so you don't get hit. Again, now we get the blue fire, stand close to something, easy as that. Be aware, he's probably going to do his strike ability again. And I still have a little bit difficult understanding of where he actually is going to strike. So what I tend to do is just stand close to him and stand behind him. That's normally the best way to make sure you don't get hit. Okay, he's gonna do his... Oh. Okay, now we move away. Look, now everyone knows that he will make a right line. That way that's easier to move away for everyone. And I'm far away from him, so I mitigate the damage that he does. One of the important things. Okay, let's move away from everyone to make sure we don't get hit by the fire twice. And now it's just a matter of killing. AoE damage. Just a matter of healing it. Not too big of a deal. Be careful, he's gonna do his slam ability again. Oh, frick. Yep, that hit me. My fault. I wasn't standing right next to him. Oh, I have to make sure. There we go. Now he goes to the next guy. Make sure you stay away from him. He goes to me. Everybody knows where he will go. Can easily move away from me. And he's dead. There we go. And that's the fight, guys, or actually the entire dungeon. I hope it helped. I hope the healing tips helped. If there are any more questions, please let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.